All right, my friends, before we hop into the episode, going to cut this in. I'm actually going to do some editing. Two things. This is year 9. At the end of year 10, we are going to go through each player's career progression and look at where they moved to, what wages they were on, because I've had some comments that it's kind of hard to follow once we're like 9 seasons in as to where they started and what their wages were. So we're going to take a look at each player in full in year 10. The other thing, sorry this is a little bit late coming out. If you've seen some of the recent short videos I've done that aren't part of a series, I've essentially been working on my sleep and getting better sleep, so that has impacted my recording a little bit. I've actually taken the day off today to record a bunch of these, so hopefully that won't be a problem in the future, but that's what's been going on. All right, now let's get into the actual episode. Thanks for being here. All right, my friends, welcome back in. It's the end of year 9 with our 7 kids and 7 tiers experiment. Let's hop right into it. I'm going to have this pop up here, but I have it on a spreadsheet on a separate monitor for me. So when we were at the end of year 8, we had one player left in North America, and that was Kim Hansen, was still with Pachuca. Chris Carpenter was Southampton, $45K. Chris Askew, Aston Villa, $40K. Jason Duncan, he said he did it for the love of the game in the comments, $11.75K at Club Bruges. Josh Doler on $33K. Zebu Nation, $24K. Heino Goodmanson, $16.25K. And Kim Hansen at $31,500. Our highest valued player, Chris Askew, at $28.5 million, and he's unhappy due to the team getting relegated. We also had Kim Hansen, who was wanted by Lille, Nice, and Marseille. So the French league coming in to the Liga MX with Pachuca with a great deal of interest. Let's see what has happened here, my friends. Who do we think has made the big move? Also, Zebu Nation was on a backup contract. That's what was so weird. Lots of weird things. So let's take a look here. We're just going to go one by one. Chris Askew is now with Hoffenheim. So Aston Villa got relegated. He was unhappy. He was on $40K a week. Hoffenheim paid $22 million, which was less than his value. He's on a rotation contract, though. He's not taken. He was on a key player contract with Aston Villa, but they got relegated. So now he's on $37,500. So he's taken a bit of a pay cut and a standing cut in the team. So he was on key player, and now he's on rotation. Let's take a look at the actual contract. Okay, it didn't happen until February. That's interesting. So he played 28 games in the championship. He was one unhappy camper, it looks like. And then eight games as what? 1 start and 7 substitute appearances on a 6.9. Not the best deal, maybe. He's got if he gets 5 international caps, he gets $49,000 a week. He has no caps, so nothing has changed there for good old Chris Askew. And he's on there. He's on he's at 3 more years on the deal. Lots. That's not the best. I mean, to be fair, he got a $1.4 million sign-on bonus. Okay, fair, but I don't think he's going to be earning his way into the U.S. men's national team with that contract. He's not going to be playing enough, so we'll have to see how that pans out. Where did Hoffenheim end up this season? That's last season. Why does it do? They're currently 4th in the Bundesliga. I guess because I haven't gone over to the next phase. So he's in what would this be? Qualify for the Champions League. Okay, so he's in the Champions League. Maybe he'll get some chances there when they have more games. Because let's see, last season they weren't even involved last season. So maybe the 7 substitute appearances were clutch with his 1 assist. I don't know. But maybe getting, they'll have to have more squad rotation because they've got Champions League games now. So that's interesting. We'll have to see how that pans out next season. Let's go back. Chris Carpenter hopping right in. Still with Southampton. They paid $6.25 million for him. He was worth $17 million. He's up to $19.75. He's gone up from 45 to 47.5, probably in a number of appearance, or maybe it's maybe a per year, maybe like 5% a year, something like that. That sounds about right. Wage rise. He had 5 caps, still has 5 caps. He's on rotation. He was on a first team contract, so he's fallen off a bit. 16 starts, 3 subs on a 6.73. Not the best, but okay. Reputation's 1 star. Interesting. So fewer appearances, although slightly better rating. Did he have any major injuries? 2026 minor. Okay, He was out for 3 weeks with an ab strain. He had a tight groin. Nothing too crazy. Contract runs out. Ooh. Okay, so it's a new contract. Huh. That's interesting. So he's taken a squad rotation drop from first team to rotation and gotten a $2,500 a week raise, but bumped him out until 2030, not 30-30. That'd be quite the long contract. But another 4 years. We'll have to see if he can work his way. I mean, it's almost half the games, right? Like a little bit less than half the games. Only slightly happy, but nobody's coming in for him. But man, 18 stamina, that is crazy. If we could get the technicals up, it'd be amazing. He's still got time. He's 25, so it's not like he's in his prime just yet. I had Duncan for some reason on my list next. He's at Club Brugge, still there. They paid $4.3 million. He was worth $9.25. He's up to 12.5. Okay. Wage has not changed, not a single penny. Still on key player contract. Still has the 1 cap, so hasn't picked up any caps. That's interesting. You get the 1 cap, and then you go international. You go to Club Brugge, and then you don't get another cap. That's interesting. I don't have the league loaded. I should probably have loaded it, but I've already processed like several years in the future now, so it's too late for that. 35 appearances, 36 allowed. Not bad. 10 shutouts, quite good. 7-1-2. So he's doing the job. He's the starter. Okay. I mean, he allowed a little bit more than he did with Philadelphia Union, but you could argue, obviously, the level's a bit higher. Hasn't had it. I've just cursed you. I apologize, Jason. Hasn't had an injury in almost 2 whole years. Contract goes through 2029. 15.25. He's getting up there in terms of what if a foreign club comes in, being able to automatically leave. So we'll have to see. Does he continue to go up in value because he's getting all these starts? And what are the Club Brugge? Let's just look at past, or no. I want to see if okay, so they've not won the league. Obviously I haven't processed to where they can get the current season on here, but it'd be interesting if they earn their way into like Champions League, something like that. But Jason Duncan hanging out there, unless something has changed with somebody else, the lowest paid player, unfortunately. Josh Doler. Okay, where was he? Okay, he's still there. He's up to 55K. He was on 33K on a key player contract, so he must have signed a new contract getting him out to 2030. 22,000 a week raise. Okay, Josh, I see you, mate. And his value's only gone from 18.25 to 19.5. He doesn't have any more caps. When did he sign the contract? Okay, in February. All right, son. No release clause, so and a sell-on fee percentage. So if they sell you for $20 million, you're gonna get $2 million. That nice, quite nice. Okay, 29 starts, 2 goals, a 6.82. Apparently that's okay. He played continental competition. Maybe that's what earned him 12 starts, 2 goals, 6.86. Maybe that's what helped get him, a new contract. My goodness, I got a player of the match. Maybe he just had one amazing game where he got 2 goals and an assist. Maybe that's what happened. 29 starts in Ligue 1, 2 goals, 5 assists, 6.82. Not bad. He's not picked up any caps, which is interesting. So maybe there haven't been that many friendlies, or I'm just kind of curious. These guys they're in Europe and they're 55 grand a week and you're not getting called in. We'll take a look at the US schedule to see if they've not had that many games, but how could you not pick this guy, right? But nothing else has changed. Let's see. I don't think he had any injuries. He had a tight calf slide. Okay, no. He was out for 2 months. Interesting, with a hip injury. And went to a specialist. So maybe that's why he didn't have, 36 starts. But other than that, he was in the Europa League. He started, aside from that, he was their attacking midfielder starter, or maybe midfield starter. But I would imagine media description, attacking midfielder means he's an attacking midfielder. But my goodness, 22,000 a week raise. Way to go, Josh. All right, Zebu Nation was next on my list. He was, where was he? With Brighton, okay. 14.75. He's gone up exactly $3 million in value. Wage has not changed. He was on a backup contract, now he's on a first team contract. And he's not signed a new deal. Interesting. So maybe he's played his way into taking the first team role, or maybe someone got injured, but not really. 14 starts on a 6.57. It's not. It could be better, and they've dropped him down to the U23s, but now. Okay, that's interesting. Like, maybe, but let's say, did he get injured? He was coming back from an injury. Okay, he had a moderate twisted ankle, bruised thigh, but okay, none of these are crazy, but maybe they bumped him down to get him some time when he was on the backup contract. Like, hey, we want to keep you fresh, and he did. Zebu, you didn't really do amazing there either, right? The highest rating you've got is in World Cup qualification, 1 start on a 7.3. Everything else is 6.5, 6.4, 6.66, 6.57. 19 strength. I think that's gone up. I could be wrong. It's been a little bit since I've recorded, but okay, let's take a look. Yeah, they paid 7.75. They were in the championship, and then they got promoted. And maybe when they got promoted, he got the bump to first team. Maybe somebody left. I'm curious about that, because it's not. If we're just looking at the straight average rating, it's not like he's played his way into it. Then again, maybe Brighton isn't that good. Yeah. Okay. Are they getting relegated? Yes, they're going back down. Interesting. Tottenham wins the league. Oh, Liverpool's in 8th. That's not the best. And Eddie Howe is the manager. Interesting. So they've gone down, up, and then back down. They kind of, I mean, that's about right? Like they've been right in the mix. Best finish 15th, but no changes. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, 15 senior caps. He still has 15. So this must have been at the end of the last recording. Interesting. So nobody's picked up an additional cap, but at least he's first team? Maybe? All right, next on my list was Kim Hansen, who was with Pachuca and now is with Augsburg. Okay, so we've made another move to the what is it? Bundesliga? Not the second Bundesliga. Okay, they're actually in the Bundesliga. They haven't gone down. Okay, let's take a look. 31.5 to 39.5, so an $8,000 a week raise. 3.7 million up to 13 million. Obviously, going from Pachuca to the Bundesliga, that's going to bump up your value, even though the wages only went up $8,000. He's on a key player contract, so all the Ligue 1 teams that were interested have missed out. And he got, let's see when he left. January. So he played 39 games this season, 25 for Pachuca, plus some cup games on a 6.78, and then they picked him up for 4.8 million. He's worth over 13 now. He had 14 starts on a 6.69. Again, the ratings when it's the AI isn't the best. It leaves me going like, well, then who's our all-star? In terms of like Josh Dolar's at $55,000 a week. Chris Carpenter's on 47.5, I think. But who's the true all-star? And they're not getting call-ups. Not a single call-up for Kim Hansen. I don't understand this. Did he have any injuries? Tight hamstring? Nothing too... Oh, he had a cold. That was last year. Nothing too crazy. All right. And then last but not least, we've got Heino Gudmundsson. Still with AZ, $10 million. That's a $500,000 increase. 17.25K is a $1,000 increase. Still on 2029, so it doesn't look like he signed a new contract. Nope. Same contract. 9 starts, 7 subs on a first team. So was he injured? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, man. Going into the season, Brugge out 5 months. Man, it looks like the injury bug has slowed Heino down because he had a twisted ankle out for 4 weeks. Earlier in the career, 8 months with damaged cruciate ligaments, a double hernia, a lower back stress fracture. Like, Heino is a bit injury prone, but they brought him back in. They got him, some substitute appearances, maybe get his fitness back up. He shoots with power. 6-7 for 3 goals and 9 starts and 7 subs is not exactly lighting up the league. Okay, so let's see. it's not like they've bumped him down, so they still like him, and he's still got some room to grow. Technically, 14 penalty taking. So that's interesting. Nobody's come in for any of our players, and they've not gotten a single cap. I am confused. So let's go look at USA. Who is getting all the calls? Look at the schedules. Do we have games in 2026? Okay, they've made the World Cup. Sad day. Sad reminder of what's happening in real life. Interesting. In March, Christian Pulisic still around. Russell McKennie still around. Did we have? So there's one game they've missed out on. Okay. Oh no, there's games here. World Cup. None of our players were called up for World Cup qualifiers. That's not good. Because look at all the games. I mean, I think we were maybe here. So all of these games, we didn't get a single call. But let's look at the senior team. I just want to look at their wages. Can I look at the wages? I could look at the wages, but it's going to take me a while to figure out where agent. Oh, shoot. Okay, we'll just look at the values. Because, okay, 94 million. We had some guys that were up there in the 10s and 20s. You'd think that would get you down here. That is, who's the goalkeeper? Ethan Horvath, 36 million. Okay, he's on 150K a week for Napoli. He's developed a bit. You could say, okay, fair, but okay, Jason Duncan is the backup. So maybe he's been called into the camps, but he's not. Okay, so we've got 3 players that are in the mix. Zebu the backup, Josh is on the bench, or not even on the bench. He's just called into camp. So they're there, but they're not fighting their way through. Okay, Zebu Nation here, 14.75 million. Who's the starting center back pairing? Paul Hernandez, really? 8.5 million? This guy? No way. I mean, he's starting 32 Ks. I mean, marking is pretty good, I suppose. But I mean, look at. I think Zebu deserves at least some consideration there. I get that Jason's the backup to Ethan Horvath. Ethan Horvath is 30, though, so you'd think Jason has a chance to kind of take over the reins here, maybe after this World Cup. So that's interesting. And then Josh Doler is an attacking midfielder. We don't even have it. What is this formation? 1, 2, 3. They're playing a 3. They're playing a 4-4-2. Okay, because someone I guess is injured where they would have the right side of the pitch. So essentially, he's maybe up against Weston McKennie. Okay, 72 million and 62 million. Lee McWayne, who is a regen. About the same. I mean, okay, he's got great work rate and teamwork. And okay, so I'm not saying he's bad. Okay, he is a bit better than Josh, but Josh is there. If they would change the formation away from 4-4-2, that would be good. Why is he abysmal? Why abysmal, Ethan? What's up, mate? Anyway, so we got 3 players that are at least, they're getting called in. They're just not being used. That's still gutting, though. That's still gutting. So we'll have to see if anybody makes any moves or gets more playing time, because we had some players drop to rotation contracts and a significant injury for Heino. So we'll have to see how that pans out. We'll see you next time. Year 10. We are going to do things a little bit differently, as I said at the beginning part of the episode, where we're going to go through each player and kind of look at their progression. And like, because it's kind of hard to, I've gotten some comments from you guys that it's kind of hard to keep it straight as to who's who and all that kind of stuff. So we'll take a look at each player and go like, okay, they started here, they made this much money, then they moved to this club and they got bumped up to here. I'll go back and update my spreadsheet to do it player by player to kind of see 10 years in, where are we? Are they finally going to get some caps? Maybe after the World Cup, is Jason Duncan going to take over the reins as the goalkeeper of the future for the U.S. men's national team? If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the like button. Check out this stuff that's popping up over next to my face. I appreciate you being here. We'll see you next time. Let's go, boys. Yeah.